The following content does not reflect the opinions of Fox Sports Radio. However, it does reflect the opinions of mouth-breathing invalids.
All right.
Yo.
Coming to you live from Philly. It's the number one rated Paulie and Tony Fusco Show.
Yo.
As always, Paulie Fusco here with Tony Fusco and Tony.
Yo.
Huge show today.
Let's go.
Shedeur Sanders making his NFL debut. And we're going to tell you what nobody else in the media is saying about this. And we know that for a fact, don't we, Tony?
100%.
We watch every other show just to make sure, you know?
Yeah, we do.
And, people always ask me, hey, why you got those giant bags under your eyes?
Oh.
Well, it's called putting in the work,
Yeah, exactly.
people. Maybe if you knew what work was, then you'd know. Anyway, talking about work, we don't normally like to help other teams, but we do have advice for the Chiefs that could turn their whole season around. Yeah. And also we have advice for you out there. Talk about work. If you haven't liked or subscribed, to this channel on YouTube or rated and review on the Apple Podcast there, you'll need to question all your priorities in life. Isn't that right, Tony?
I'd say you're the biggest loser on the planet, but we all know that's our producer, so maybe you're the second biggest loser.
Exactly, second biggest loser anyway. All right, that's enough time there. Let's get right into our top story.
Top story.
All right, first out the gate, Shedeur Sanders saw his first NFL action against the Ravens when he came into the game when the Browns QB Dillon Gabriel went down with a concussion. Now, people, they're saying Shedeur played poorly because he went 4 for 12 and threw for 47 yards. But that's because these people don't understand statistics, do they, Tony?
Not at all. People who understand statistics like we do, they know that you have to convert all stats to AFB. That stands for adjusted for Browns. You have to adjust for how Shedeur would have played had he been on a less crappy team. You see, Shedeur only completed 25% of his passes, but when you convert that to AFB, it's actually 65%. And his QB rating of 13.5, adjusted for AFB, is actually a solidly respectable 98.4. I mean, you can do this also with Baker Mayfield's rookie season. He threw for 27 touchdowns, but when you adjust that for AFB, it was actually an NFL record 123 touchdowns.
Just eye-opening statistical analysis there, Tony. And also, in a headline related to this game, Shedeur's father, Deion Sanders, said he was crying watching his son make his NFL debut. Tony, what were your thoughts here?
Well, are we sure he was crying out of happiness or because his son's being forced to play for the Browns? Because that is pretty depressing. Or, was he crying because he doesn't have a bladder and he had to hold in his piss during that extended drive by the Browns? Because that could be difficult too. And on that note, is Deion sure he was crying, or was that actually just piss coming out of his eyes because he had to hold it in for so long?
All perfectly valid questions there, Tony. Don't know the answers, but let's move on. While we're discussing Cleveland QBs, we should report the very good news that Browns legend Bernie Kosar says he's, quote, feeling good after undergoing successful liver transplant surgery. Tony, your thoughts here?
Well, prior to the surgery, I had Bernie Kosar listed at number 3 behind Shedeur Sanders and Dillon Gabriel on the list of available Browns QBs. But now with Kosar's successful surgery and Dillon Gabriel's concussion, I'm moving Kosar to number 2 behind Shedeur and jumping up to number 3, Vinny Testaverde.
We'll keep our eyes on that, Tony. But staying in the AFC, and I say that, Tony, because, it's very confusing for the audience. If we suddenly move to the NFC, you've got to stay in one conference.
They wouldn't know what to think.
No.
I was once watching SportsCenter, and Larry Beal went Raiders, Bears, Bills, and I was like, what is happening here?
Well,
I had to turn it off because I got so lost.
You get he's losing the viewer. You know, take notes out there.
Yeah,
kids.
we don't
this
do
is how
that
you do
over
broadcasting.
here.
Anyway,
Exactly.
all right, staying in the AFC.
There you go.
A lot of panic in Kansas City. All right, as the Chiefs have fallen to 5-5 for the first time since 2015. Now, we've looked at the game film, Tony, and what adjustments do you think the Chiefs need to do to get back to winning?
Well, when you break it down, it's clear why the Chiefs aren't winning as much. Inflation. Their bribes to the refs simply don't go as far as they used to.
Nope.
You know, back in 2020, if you slipped the ref a hundo, that used to go a long way. But now $100 only gets you like 2 cartons of eggs and 1 gallon of milk. And that's just regular milk, not organic. You know, it's clear Patrick Mahomes needs to start carrying $1,000 or even $2,000 bills on him. Or else, you know, the refs are just going to keep blatantly helping other teams like the Broncos.
Just terrific football and also fiscal analysis there, Tony. And
Thank you.
Well, now staying in the AFC, Bengals receiver Jamar Chase has been suspended 1 game for allegedly spitting on Jalen Ramsey in the Steelers game. And again, we must ask the same question we asked earlier this season when Jalen Carter was accused wrongly of spitting on Dak Prescott.
That's right.
Are we 100% sure Jamar Chase just, doesn't have like a speech impediment or something, Because I know guys, they've got that lisp thing, that when they talk, they're just spitting all over the place,
Yeah, how do we know Jamar Chase didn't just say to Jalen Ramsey, I really respect your playing style, and that SP and that PL sound caused the spit to just go flying out of his mouth? I mean, my microphone right now is just covered in spit because of this segment. Frankly, I'm just hoping I don't get electrocuted.
Just proceed with caution there, Tony. Maybe get a cloth or something. In the meantime, we're going to move to the NFC, okay? NFC, where the Commanders have decided to release kicker Matt Gay after he missed a pair of 50-plus yarders in that Washington loss to Miami. Tony, you got ears on the ground. What are you hearing about this decision?
I'm hearing from my sources inside the team that the problem was they just couldn't trust Gay to keep his ball straight. Gay just couldn't stay focused on getting his balls into that slit between the goalposts. And Gay also wasn't a good fit with the snapper. Whenever the snapper would handle his balls, you could see that Gay just had trouble getting it up. It being the football into the air, of course. My sources have been telling me for a while now that Washington has just become very anti-gay in the past year or so. And, well, this just proves it.
Just tremendous inside sourcing there, Tony. And,
thank you.
We do have some related news coming across the wire. Hit that breaking news sounder. This just in, the 49ers have begun tryouts for other kickers after their kicker, Eddie Pinheiro, was diagnosed with a hamstring strain and is likely to miss some time. Tony, your instant reaction here.
Well, we just heard the Commanders are getting rid of their kicker, Matt Gay, and, well, I can see Gay thriving in San Francisco.
Me too.
While Washington appears to be very anti-gay, San Francisco might be a little gay-friendlier. I mean, Matt Gay did win a Super Bowl with Los Angeles, and they were very gay-friendly. So another California team makes a lot of sense.
Makes a lot of sense, Tony.
Absolutely.
Couldn't agree more. All right, that's our breaking news. All right, now just bear with us here, because, you see, we're going to go back to the AFC, okay?
Just bear with us here.
I know this might be confusing, but just stay with us. All right? It's been announced that the Miami Dolphins are trying to develop a fan base in Spain and make the Dolphins the official NFL team of Spain. But this just sounds like a terrible plan, Tony. I mean, what they're going to do is they're going to make Spanish people hate football, aren't they,
Exactly.
Tony?
That's why right now I think it's very important for everybody that we send a warning to all the Dolphins fans in Spain. Right now, the Dolphins, mucho succo. Tua is no bueno quarterbacko. But the Philadelphia Eagles are Timo Bettero. Winno Super Bowlo. If you want to know be a losero like our producero, who is Virgino muy cero con tiny micro peniso, then root for the Eagles.
Just a beautiful, heartfelt message there, Tony. I hope it gets through.
Gracias.
And, well, we're going to stay in the AFC, okay?
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is still hoping to play Sunday at the Bears after finding out that his injured left wrist won't need surgery. So that now means two questions remain for the Steelers. One, will Aaron Rodgers be fully ready to play on Sunday? And two, will Aaron Rodgers' wife come to the game even though nobody has yet to meet or even see her? Well, Tony, you have spoken to her, though, haven't you?
Yeah, I have been in touch with Brittany Rodgers as we've developed a very close relationship over WhatsApp.
Yep.
She may be too busy on Sunday to go to the Steelers game.
Yep.
The other day she reached out to me because a UPS package addressed to me was stuck at the warehouse, of course.
Always happens,
it always happens. And she said, naturally, the only way for me to get that package was for me to confirm my social security number. So, of course, I did it, of course. But now I'm just waiting for her to pick up the package at the warehouse. And I have to say, I am so grateful to her.
As you should. What a wonderful, incredible
Just an amazing
woman.
woman.
And, well, now we're going back to the NFC, okay?
Keep track. We're back in the NFC
All right,
now.
Falcons quarterback Michael Penix Jr. is expected to miss the rest of the season after suffering a knee injury in Sunday's loss to the Panthers. Tony, it's very clear to see what went wrong for Penix here in the Falcons, isn't it?
Yeah, the Falcons kept putting Penix in without the proper protection. And that's very dangerous. Against Carolina, you could see Penix just shrunk and shriveled up, probably due to the pressure to perform. He just came out looking flaccid, And, well, the Falcons just kept riding Penix so hard that ultimately it resulted in a broken Penix. And,
Hold on.
Oh, what?
His name is not pronounced Penix. It's Michael Penix.
This guy.
You clearly just wanted to use the story to make childish penis jokes.
You want to see a childish penis? Look down between your legs. Yeah, you're done. Shut up.
Be quiet.
Yeah, be quiet.
Anyway, we got much more important things to do. In fact, got a word from our sponsor, Fresh Clean Threads. Hit it. Do you have friends? Well, then it's time for you to get off your lazy butt and start thinking about gifts you're going to get them for the holidays. Well, unless you have no friends like our producer back there.
Yeah.
But, everybody else, right, Tony?
Yeah, and we know exactly what your friends are going to want. Shirts from Fresh Clean Threads.
Yep.
When your friends see you in these comfortable, clean, flawless-looking shirts, they're going to be so jealous that they're probably going to hate you for looking so much better than them.
Yep.
And you don't want that to happen, or you'll be sad and lonely, just like our producer.
I'm looking at our producer now. That shirt actually makes him slightly less repulsive.
Yeah, thank you, Fresh Clean Threads.
Yup, and while we're thanking Fresh Clean Threads, well, they're also doing something that you should thank them for.
Yep.
Fresh Clean Threads is holding a huge Black Friday sale where you can get 25% off site-wide with some products up to 50% off. How do you get this deal? Easy. You click the link in the description or the show bios for our social channels, and you can get these deals through November 29th.
Yeah.
Go to freshcleanthreads.com now and get these deals and these products today.
Or whenever the package comes in the mail.
Yeah, that though. All right, we're back from break. Millions of dollars richer, of course.
Yeah, millions of dollars in the mail right
that's
now.
That's at our ad rates there for the winter quarter.
That's
anyway,
right.
Tony, I realized in all of this, we still haven't discussed the Eagles because, why would you discuss a perfectly good winning team?
Everybody knows, exactly.
Yeah, they're winning. What's there to discuss? But of course, we got this fool out there, A.J. Brown, who's complaining because he thinks the offense isn't playing that well.
Are you kidding?
In all this, I remember, last year we saw A.J. Brown on the sideline reading Inner Excellence. And, well, I think that's the problem right there, isn't it, Tony?
Yeah, he should be reading a book called Outer Excellence.
Exactly. It's not, people say what's on the inside counts. Well, no, not if you can't see it.
Exactly.
Not if it doesn't show up in your stat sheet.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And if the Outer Excellence doesn't work, then, he should go and read, Mad Libs because, it's funny and it puts you in a good mood.
Exactly. Great advice there, Tony.
Thank you.
Well, talking about being in a good mood, what a great way to end the show.
Yeah.
Of course, remember to visit our sponsor, Fresh Clean Threads.
Fresh Clean
Get that
Threads.
on. No, see,
Hold on.
you mentioned good
See?
mood, and look who comes along.
Corrections.
Humbug,
to ruin
Scrooge here.
everything. Yeah. What do you want?
Corrections.
Go.
Just go.
Go.
You said there was such thing as a $2,000 bill.
Yeah, bro.
You've never seen money like that, bro.
No. The biggest denomination of currency in America is the $100 bill. A $2,000 bill? That never even got made.
Oh, yeah, well, you're about to get a bill from the hospital after I bludgeon you.
Yeah. And you know what also never got made? Your penis. Oh, you're done.
Great one,
yeah,
Tony.
shut up. Let's get out of here.
What?
Oh,
No.
what?
What?
Go.
Tony, you said you've been getting these text messages from Brittany R., Aaron Rodgers' wife, about lost UPS packages?
Yeah, bro. Such a nice lady.
Incredible woman, bro.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's a telehammer. You should probably avoid sending her your personal information.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm going to send your personal information to our hitman.
Yeah. You know who avoids sending you their personal information? Every woman alive. Oh, you're done.
Great one, Tony. Oh, and you want to talk about some great information?
What's
this
that?
just came across. Next week on the show, just booked, Eagles legend, Super Bowl hero Nick Foles will be joining us. And don't
Huge
forget, you go to
news.
freshcleanthreads.com.
Yeah,
you
click
put
the
in
link.
Click the link and all that. And you also rate and review the show on Apple
leave a
Podcasts.
review.
Yeah, you leave a review. You like and subscribe on the YouTube. And Tony, great job as always.
Same to you, Paulie. Another flawless show.
There you go. We'll see you people next week.
See ya.